Tuesday the 2nd September.
Okay. I'm gonna. Oh, is that thing on?
Yes.
Oh, it's running. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay. I've got a big ceramic basin.
Yes.
Or a porcelain basin.
Big black pot.
Big black pot. I've got five 24-ounce jars of elderberry, and for several days they've been slow cooking in the sun. You can see the first phase of the fermentation.
Right.
And so it's been several days now, and so what we'll do is I've got the jars here, and I've got an old, rather thinning terry cloth towel.
Yeah, it looks like a clean towel.
Yes. And what we're going to do is we're going to drape this over the big porcelain bowl, and we're just going to dump this in here, and we're going to separate the juice from the berries.
Right.
Okay. So and also we're going to add sugar.
Sugar.
And then maybe a little bit of wheat chex on top because the wheat chex add yeast, which helps the fermentation process further. Okay, so we're gonna do this, and then you can do a video to see how it turned out.
Okay.
Okay. Well, we just squeezed out some of the juice into the bowl.
Right.
And we did it through this old thin cloth towel.
Right.
And what you do what that does is it leaves behind a kind of paste.
Right.
Which you then throw out. Okay.
Oh, tie-dye.
Yeah, tie-dye. Okay. So I'm going to put this back on here, and we just, this is the one
The empty
we just
jar,
emptied.
the next jar.
Next jar is here. I'm going to open this up, take off the plastic,
Okay.
and let's see if we can just do this. Okay.
You need 2 hands at least to keep the towel from falling in.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm gonna get fine mesh. I'm taking a fine mesh strainer, and I'm just basically skimming any residue off of the top. But it looks pretty clean. Okay, I'm gonna rinse this.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm gonna
White, gold. Rolling.
Set this back a little bit so we can see what we're doing. Okay. Okay, I've got a little more than half a gallon in this white porcelain bowl, and the recipe calls for 6 cups of sugar to a gallon. So I'm going to do 3 cups, and there's a little more than a half gallon here, so I'm going to do 3.5 cups of sugar. And let's see, where are we? Okay, what is this? That's 1 cup. Oh boy. Okay, 1 cup. Let's see. Okay, is that 1 cup?
Yes, a little more than a cup.
Okay then. Okay, I'm gonna. Okay. I'm gonna get this started by stirring it in. I think once I get all the sugar in, I'm gonna have to sit here for a while and just stir it until it's all dissolved.
Stir it.
Although it sounds like it's dissolving pretty quickly. Okay.
Yeah,
okay,
it never happened in New England because the water's too cold.
Well,
The 2nd cup.
yeah, that looks like 1 cup to me.
Yeah. Yeah, just over.
Okay. It still feels a little granular in there, but I'm going to go ahead with the third. Let's see where this is. Okay.
Just about a cup.
Yeah, it says cup over here. So,
Yeah.
okay. And I'm just gonna put a little bit in.
Yeah, not too much. Don't need.
Okay, how much? You tell me when to stop.
About a quarter cup.
You think that's okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, and that'll be all the sugar we need. Okay, so I'm just gonna sit here for a while, and I'm gonna stir this in and make sure it's all dissolved. And then the next step after this, Eddie has washed and cleaned out the jelly jars.
Well, I've rinsed them out.
Okay, they look pretty clean to me. And so, you know, we use the jelly jars in the first step of fermentation, and that was the slow sun cooking. They sat out in the sun for about 3 or 4 days, and you know, and they gathered this white powder on the top of the berries, and that was the first phase of the fermentation process.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, Eddie.
Hi.
Well, we got a little more than half a gallon of wine, of elderberry wine, that has gone through the first phase of fermentation, and we're getting ready to process it into the second phase of fermentation. I've added the sugar. I put the sugar in, and what we're going to do is we're basically going to recap it into airtight jelly jars and store it away for several weeks. I brought out the wheat chex, because what we'll do is we'll put 1 or 2 wheat chex in, kind of like a tablet, and it is I believe it's the yeast that's in the wheat chex that helps the fermentation process along. But this was recommended in one of the recipes that we got for making wine out of elderberries. Okay, I'm going to get one of these. Let's see. Here we are.
Yeah, go.
I'm just going to grab this for a visual. Basically, these are the jars. We got like 5 of these jars, and we'll probably be using 4 of them.
Yes.
And we'll be putting this on airtight, and you know, and that's how it'll work. Okay. Thank you, Eddie.
Rolling. Hi.
Hi, Eddie. Whew. Well, Eddie was wonderful. He washed all these for me. These are nice and clean. The lids are nice and clean. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start putting some of the wine in. I'm going to try to.
The sugar will make it thicker.
You're right, it has. Okay. Okay, I'm going to leave about 1 inch. Yeah, right up to that line.
Okay.
Yeah.
And seal this tight.
Yeah, you can go ahead and do that. Yeah, let's go ahead and seal it up. When I have this transferred into all the jars, I'm going to put a couple of these on the top of each one.
Okay.
And that should help. Okay. Okay, we can do another video when this is all done.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Eddie. Okay, what you doing?
I got these little wheat chexes.
Yes, you do.
Here.
And we got 4 jars of wine.
Elderberry wine.
And we're going to put let's put 2 little squares of wheat chex just on the top. Okay, that's fine. And this is supposed to help enable the fermentation process.
Yes. And let it become real wine.
Yes.
Yeah, sweet. Half
Okay.
Elderberry
We're gonna seal these up airtight, and we're gonna store them away for several weeks, and see what happens. Okay. Okay. Well, we got the wine in jars to ferment. We forgot to add raisins. The recipe calls for this much wine, it calls for like a half cup of raisins to be finely chopped. And so Eddie's doling out a half a cup of raisins. We're going to chop them up as fine as we can and divide that into fourths, and we'll just put a fourth of the amount into each of these 4 jars. Also, I reread the recipe, and it says not to have these on tight, because I think if we put the lids on tight and then let it ferment for several weeks, there's the possibility of an exploding bottle or jar. So the instructions say to leave the lid on loosely. So we're going to find a safe place to store these, and we're going to have the lids on loose so that it can breathe or vent a little bit. Okay, Eddie's got that just about ready to go, and we'll work on this and see how it goes.
Begin.
Okay. Well, Eddie and I chopped the raisins as fine as we could. It's kind of difficult to chop raisins. Okay, so I'm dividing the half cup of raisins into fourths, and so we're going to put each of these in each of these. Okay, I just wanted you to get that on video. Thank you, Eddie.
Okay.